being a dancer in the industry whilst also following Christ. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello, hi, I'm Hannah. I also go by Hans. And yeah, on my channel I'll just do random vlogs, talk about Christ, my journey, dance, all of that. Oh, also I just wanted to mention t-shirts coming out very soon. I feel like by the time I finish editing this, they could be out. Not this exact one, but this one right here, supposed to drop on the 22nd of June. I was supposed to really drop clothes and fashion and all of this stuff for a while now, but I just felt like I just kept delaying it because I'm just thinking I don't have time. But really and truly, if you wanted to make some time for something, English, if you wanted to make time for something, you'll make time for something. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so the first design that I'm dropping is the one that says Jesus Saves. I have so many ideas lined up. If you haven't checked the website already, check it out. Even though it's not out yet, there are some designs that says coming soon and I'm working on those. I know everyone has been pressuring me to do this, so here it is. And yeah, I'll put the link in the description. Before I get started with this video, make sure you like this video, comment any other topics that you feel like you want me to speak on, because this topic today is going to be not just for me, but I feel like a lot of other dancers can relate to it, all creatives in general. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. Today is going to be an interesting topic. Could be controversial, but just know everything that I'm saying, things that I've taken from Bible studies or reading the word itself. So I'm going to talk about being a dancer in the industry whilst also following Christ. I feel like people have asked me to speak on this topic before, or like how I feel about it, or like even not even just online, but I know that there have been some people that come to my class and then they ask me after class, like, you know, like how do you kind of deal with trying to focus on your relationship with God whilst you're in the industry, basically. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna speak on today. But I really wish, you know, that me and Leilani had more time so we can actually have these conversations together. And I feel like maybe we will start to make more time for it, so Leilani can also add in her opinion, because when Leilani has her thoughts, she has her thoughts, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I feel like with me in the dance industry, not even just the dance industry, but the creative industry in general, like if you want to talk music, like Hollywood, actors, actresses, all of that stuff, I think it's pretty dark, to be honest. Like, I think the dance industry is pretty dark, in my opinion. I think it's very, very dark. I don't think it's looking the greatest. I feel like it's getting better, but like I just feel like a lot of these artists as well, like for example, Sexy Red, Glorilla, I don't really know, well, I haven't really seen any other artists, but you know what I mean, like people who talk about very not so holy things in like their songs and stuff. That's something that can get very techie as a dancer, because when you hear a beat that you're vibing with, you're gonna want to dance. You're going to be like, I want to make a dance to this. For example, Kalani's new song Folded, I want to make a choreo to it, and I probably will. Now here's where like the conversation will get techie, because people will be like, oh, as a Christian you shouldn't be dancing to secular music, why are you listening to secular music anyways, you shouldn't be doing that. I completely disagree. As a Christian who follows God and, you know, speaks to him, has a like, this isn't no religion, like this is, I have a relationship with God. I disagree with the fact that because you're following God that you can't listen to secular music, you can't dance to secular music, or you can't do this, you can't do that. It's not a religion, bro. It's not a religion. And I really, really disagree with that. And I'm saying that, and I'm not saying that secular music is good. I don't think it's bad either, because you can listen to secular music, yeah. There's certain songs where it's like very nice, very holy, like, I don't know, I can't even think of an example, but there's songs that don't talk about drugs or violence and sex and lust and all this stuff. There's actually like good songs out there, like isn't necessarily talking about Christ, but you can almost kind of relate it to that. Do you know what I mean? So this goes down to your personal conviction, how you feel when you are trying to make the choreo. Why are you making the choreo? Are you trying to do it because you're trying to get someone's attention. What was I saying? Are you doing it because like just doing it for this is in terms of making choreo. I don't think dancing to secular music is an issue. I think, like I said, it goes down to personal conviction. What is God telling you about this? Because my opinion is sometimes I can go to a dance class, I just want to dance. I'm not thinking about the song, I'm not thinking about the music, I just want to straight out dance. But then the dance teacher for the warm up or the stretch starts playing mad songs. Not even mad songs, but songs that just have words in it that you wouldn't necessarily want to listen to or hear because you've woken up, you read the Bible, you've woken up, you've prayed, holy, everything, all of that. You go to a dance class, all of a sudden the teacher's playing songs that are talking about lust, talking about the star signs, talking about drugs and all this stuff. And you're kind of stretching, you're just like, bro, what the flipping heck? Like, what the flipping heck? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you now have to dip. You have to leave the dance class. You have to go home. It doesn't necessarily mean that. The thing is, if that makes you weak and that makes you fall into temptation, then maybe it's not the best environment for you. So I always say, like, I'm very grateful that I actually am a dancer within this industry because God trusts me enough to be there. Also says in Genesis 50:20, I believe, anything the devil meant for evil, God will use for good. So my thing is, there may be temptation going around in any industry, any environment, but you are also, like, anything that was meant for evil can really be turned for good. So if you're strong enough and you know that you're strong enough, those temptations and things probably won't get to you, and then you can also use it for good, especially in, is it Matthew 5:14-16, I believe. It talks about being the light of the world. You could be in a really, really dark environment, and when you find yourself in a dark environment, I'm talking about people that may not necessarily do the best things. That doesn't make you demonic for being there, by the way. So, for example, if you're a dancer and you're on tour, and these artists are dark or whatever, doesn't make you demonic. So when people say this stuff online, like, oh, I swear you're supposed to be Christian, why are you dancing to this music? I swear you're supposed to be Christian, why are you here, why are you there? It's like, but if you really relate it to the world, Jesus forgive me, if you really relate it to the word, if Jesus is saying that you should be the light of this world, you could be amongst a group of dark people. You're the only light that they're ever going to touch because God trusted you enough to not fall, to be strong enough to be there and be the light for those people that may be struggling in the dark that God wants you to reach. So, back to my point of making it just being a personal conviction thing, pray about it, ask God, do you think I'm strong enough to be in this industry? Do you think I'm strong enough to take this class? If not, I'm leaving. I'm gone. I will go home. But if you know and your discernment is telling you that you're strong enough, dance. Dance. And this is, once again, personal opinion and conviction of mine. If God has convicted me that I'm supposed to be in a different industry, say no more. Like, say no more. So this is actually down to personal conviction, prayer, discernment, because even I think last week or the week before, I did go to a dance class. It was my friend's dance class, and the lyrics in the song were not that great, to be honest with you. They weren't, and I didn't realize until after I was editing the videos. I said, oh, so I'm taking the ending out of that because I don't really necessarily want to post to that part of the song, so I just cut the video short. But my thing is, even that, like me not even listening to the words whilst I'm dancing because it doesn't affect me. Like, I'm just dancing. Posting it is low-key a different thing because if it's that mad, I don't really want other people to hear it either because that's not where I'm trying to guide people. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's down to personal conviction, I feel like, and anyone to say, oh, you're demonic for this, you're demonic for that, why should you be around those people? Like, you realise Jesus sat with sinners. He didn't sit with perfect people. He didn't sit with people who no, he sat with the worst of the worst. So when you're sitting with the worst of the worst, at the same time, iron sharpens iron, so be careful of your environment. I'm not encouraging anyone to be around people they're not supposed to be with. But like, at the same time as iron sharpens iron, Jesus also sat with sinners and helped them and guided them. So when you're in like quite a dark environment, your discernment is telling you that it's quite dark, pray, ask for strength, because it's only through Christ who strengthens us. It's only through Christ that we're able to do these things. So even I don't know, like certain things, certain jobs you don't have to take. That's another thing as well with this industry. You don't have to say yes to every job. If you feel like something's off and you're like, I shouldn't say yes to that job, don't say yes. Pray about it, ask God, and then don't say yes if God told you that. But yeah, in conclusion with this video, it's down to how strong or how weak you may be in that part of like your journey with God. So for example, you know, like if someone just healed from becoming an alcoholic, after a while you're not gonna take them to like a pub, are you? Like it just wouldn't make sense for them to be in that environment. So if you're someone that really struggles with lust and it stems from music, I wouldn't suggest going to dance classes because you don't know what songs are going to come up unless you specifically know what songs are going to be played in that class, and that's a different story. But yeah, and I know I've seen certain Christian artists post like just a normal dance TikTok, you know, to a whole different song. Their comments are flooded with, why are you doing this? I thought you was a Christian artist. I thought you had a relationship with God. Why? And it's like, okay, so whoever hasn't sinned, cast the first stone. Throw the stone. Grab that stone and throw it. Because we're all as bad as each other. Nobody is better than another person, and that's a flipping fact. I'll tell you that right now. If we all tried to be perfect, we wouldn't even be anywhere near close to how perfect Jesus was. So, with that being said, I hope that helps somebody on their journey with dance and Christ. With me and Leilani will also be doing more worship-based Afro songs in our classes on Fridays at Venture Studio. Because I know that's what a lot of people have requested recently, which is actually like, which has shocked me because I didn't think that was going to be the case. So that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like the industry is quite dark at the moment, but it looks like it's becoming light. Like I've bumped into a few people who are trying to be more godly or trying to seek God more, which is nice to see as well. I hope that explanation made sense. If it didn't make any sense, I'm so sorry. I'll make another video maybe with Leilani, but I just wanted to kind of touch on it in like a really basic way, because I've had a lot of people ask me this recently, like how do you even work with your faith and also be a dancer at the same time? When I say dancer, by the way, because I know some people in the US, their term dancer is a completely different thing. When I say dancer, I mean professional dancer. I go to classes, I train, perform with artists, perform at dance shows. Not talking about stripping or pole dancing, or not saying that pole dancing is necessarily bad. That's not what I'm saying. But like that term dancer in the US, I feel like it's kind of taken differently. That's not the dancer I'm talking about. But I'm talking about being a professional dancer in that. Well, either way, it's professional dance. I'm just stating that before anyone comes for my life. Yeah. So yeah, in conclusion, conviction, prayer, discernment, they all matter. If God thinks that it's fine for you to be there, then God thinks it's fine for you to be there. Until, you know, someone maybe can come and correct me with love. If I'm wrong, then fair enough. Right? Back it with scripture. My thing is, it's just, I think it depends on the person, depends on the relationship. There are some songs that you can avoid though. I feel like if you know that the song, if you know the song that they're using for class, if you know the song that also at the same time, I feel like people just want to dance for the sake of dancing without actually, you know what I mean? Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Okay, my bird is now being a little bit active and loud, so I'm going to... Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Real Hands. Subscribe to Exothermic. Oh, make sure you watch these videos right here. And click the subscribe button, please. Thank you very much. If you haven't watched a Vienna vlog already, make sure you watch it. Sonny, you know Jesus is real, right? Okay, thank you. He even answered before I could finish my sentence. Peace.